How do you want your legacy to be remembered? So, what I'm talking about is Jake Paul is going to face Anthony Joshua on December 19th on Netflix. Now, I have some mixed feelings about this upcoming match. First of all, it's Jake Paul. I mean, we're going to go back to the Mike Tyson fight, right? I was so excited to watch that fight on Netflix until I got a chance to actually watch it. First of all, there were millions of people that were on Netflix, so the streaming to watch that fight was very hard. Second of all, in my mind, I'm thinking this is going to be a spectacular fight. Jake Paul's young, Mike Tyson's older. Who's going to knock who out? And then I started watching the match, and I knew exactly what I was thinking in my mind, that fight was staged and scripted. I'm sure a lot of us felt that way when we watched Mike Tyson fight Jake Paul. I felt like that fight was staged from when the bell rang. You see them dancing around and you see them taking jabs at each other, but it barely looks like a true boxing match. At least that's just what I think, in my own opinion. Let me know if you saw the fight, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, and let me know what you thought of it. The best part about this fight is Mike Tyson and Jake Paul both benefited from it. Now, I'm going to go somewhere with this story as far as Jake Paul fighting Anthony Joshua, but I want to just touch base on what I'm going to get into. Jake Paul made about $40 million fighting Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson made about $20 million fighting Jake Paul. Now, would I get in the ring with a legend like Mike Tyson for $40 million? Absolutely. Absolutely, I would step in the ring with Mike Tyson. However, if I knew he was going to kick the living shit out of me and knock me out and wipe the mat with me, my answer would be no. However, if I knew going into the match that all I had to do was just dance around and clown around and throw fake punches, a couple of them were real. Don't get me wrong. Jake Paul threw, a pretty good hit to Tyson. Tyson threw Jake a pretty good hit. But a majority of the match was a bunch of shit. It was just, to me, it was staged and scripted, and it was a joke. Think about everybody who paid to go see that fight. So now, when I see Jake Paul is fighting somebody else in boxing, it's like when you go to the supermarket and you see the Sun tabloid, and the headline is, "A meteor is going to strike the Earth, and the Earth is going to end." This is exactly what I think when I see Jake Paul boxing somebody. Whether it's somebody twice his age or it's somebody that's close to his age, that's exactly what I think. Now, as far as this fight goes, Jake Paul, from what I understand, as well as Anthony Joshua, are both expected, from what I could find out, between $90 to $100 million each, if not more. It can be even more. But doing a little bit of research on my end, that's what I was able to find. Between $92 to $100 million for each of them, just to step in the ring. Now, of course, I'm going to watch it because I like to be entertained. Just like when I watched WWE. Do you see where I'm going with this? You could probably see exactly where I'm going with this. I was going to give you some numbers here. Let me give you some numbers. I did a little bit of digging on my own, and I wanted to know what the stats are, right? So stick with me here. Jake Paul has a record of 12-1. 7 of those wins were by knockout. One was a split decision against Tommy Fury. Anthony Joshua. Let's move on to Anthony. His record is 28-4. 25 of his wins were knockouts. His losses were 4, including 2 to Alexander Yuski. I'm definitely butchering that name. And 1 to Daniel DeBias. His last fight was lost by a knockout from Daniel DeBias in September 2024. I think Jake Paul may have fought, was it back in September maybe? I don't even know. Anyway, I really don't know what to think about this fight. I want you to let me know in the comments what you think about this fight. Is it really going to be a real fight, or is it going to be fake and staged as, again, IMO? This is IMO. Or do you think it's going to be a true duel? They're both going to try and knock each other out. Because again, whenever I see Jake Paul fighting somebody, right away, I think it's a joke. I'm just going to go through and read some of the comments on this post just to see what everyone is saying about this fight. All right, so first comment, wonder how much he's paying bro to take the L. True that. You just have to wonder. Again, I'm not the only one thinking this. Others are thinking this as well. Of course they are, right? After seeing the Mike Tyson fight, who wouldn't be thinking this way? All right, let's just keep reading here. Jake got my respect. Joshua in 1. Well, yeah. Y'all actually trying to hype this scripted boxing fight. You see? This is exactly where I'm going with this. Let's just keep going here. What else do we got? AJ taking an L for 10 million plus % from revenue. AJ inside 4 rounds. AJ wins. Here you go. Everybody's starting to pick up on AJ. AJ in the first. Now, a lot of people do want Jake Paul to be knocked out. Believe it or not, whether you want to believe it or not. But man, Jake, just stick to YouTube. Stick to something else. I really don't think boxing and MMA is your thing. Honestly. I mean, you're probably not going to watch this video. But anyway, I don't think it's your thing. Stick to YouTube, man. Like, that's like a WWE wrestler, trying to fight MMA. I mean, okay, yes, Brock Lesnar has done it, and a lot of other wrestlers have done it too, but it's like, stick to what you're good at, honestly. I mean, come on, and you're going to go viral because of who you're facing. First it was Mike Tyson, now it's Anthony Joshua. This is all for publicity. Netflix makes out because Netflix is going to get a lot of new subscribers. After the fight, they'll probably cancel it. But that's what the whole thing was with Mike Tyson fight and, Jake Paul. Everybody signed up. Everybody wanted Netflix. It was going to be on Netflix. Who wouldn't want it? Who wouldn't want to see Mike Tyson fight? I would love to see Mike Tyson fight again. But here we are again. Jake Paul going to square up with Anthony Joshua. Just keep reading here. Going to be scripted 100%. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm thinking, folks. I'm not going to lie. This is exactly what I'm thinking. Here we are. Some fighting words. Worst fight. Ready, staged outcome. Yep. Sending my last post to Kodak Black. I don't know what that's all about. Nah, it's going to be staged again. White boy wins. It's rigged. Well, I want you to let me know what you think about this fight. And do you think it's going to be a real fight? Again, they both can probably walk away with $100 million each. Would you really want to try and hurt each other for 100 million? Yes, yes, you would. If it was two other boxers, I would say absolutely yes. But when you see Jake Paul headlining and fighting in a boxing match, you just got to laugh. I will catch you in the next one.